Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's part 99 today and we are back in Champions League saving mode as we try to complete the job to turn around our awful start and secure qualification for the last 16. We're also in a strong position domestically. We're now 5 points clear at the top of the league and we've got a monstrous goal difference. And we look to continue our successful form against Atletico Pamplona. They're currently mid-table, they're not pulling up any trees this season, but will the European hangover work again? That's the question we've got to ask. If you're looking forward to finding out, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content from 2 long-term stories. There's a links to all the playlists in the eye above, as well as the Scotland at the Euro series, which continued yesterday. And you can find the Food Channel trailer up there as well, with new videos starting every week from next weekend. And there's also a link to the Twitch channel in the description below with regular FM21 streams. So if you haven't before, come and check us out over there. But a massive thank you for your support as always, as we come back in pretty good form with Real Madrid. We're finally starting to find a little bit of form. And the reason I say that is not that we're winning games, because obviously last time you were with me, we were on a run of clean sheets. We have conceded a couple of goals since. But generally speaking, we've been scoring a lot more now as well. We've really started to come to the party. So we've played 5 games since you were last with me. Atletico Bilbao was the first one of those. A 4-1 victory at home against them. A good goal from Laos started it off before Cesar Fernandez and a class embrace made it comfortable. Then a 3-1 win against Elche. It was Lautaro Martinez from the spot and Adrian Molina with 2 goals in the first 10 minutes. And then he added another after the hour mark to make it 3-1 and comfortable on the night. A 5-0 victory away at Dinamo Zagreb. Yes, a red card slightly helped us, but we were already 4 up at that point. It was a really strong performance, just like it was at home, but this time we took our chances and it made a massive difference. So that takes us on to 7 points and things are almost back in our hands. So Del Rio Fernandez got a hat-trick there, followed by Cesar Fernandez and Klassen with 1 apiece. And then a 3-0 win at home to Levante, Klassen, Del Rio Fernandez and Facundo Pellistri off the bench getting a goal on this occasion. He replaced the injured Laos as a bit of a precaution in the second half and he managed to get his goal as well. And then a 4-0 win followed against Malaga. Laos was back and he got a brace at the end of each half. And Evangelista and Klassen added goals to the score sheet. So we are in fantastic position domestically. I feel like Champions is our job to lose at the moment. We're also in a position where if we win tonight, we're all but through. The reason I say that is because we'd probably have to nick a draw against Ajax. And in fairness, we could lose this game and beat Ajax. As long as we win that last one, we're through. But for now, this is the one we want to focus on. If we can get the job done today, get on to 10 points, we pretty much be job done. And if Ajax don't beat Dinamo, it will be done already. If they lose today, a draw may well be enough for us. So let's go and get into the first of today's game. It's Champions League action at home to Napoli. Now, fingers crossed, we've been largely faultless at home this season. So I'll be looking for that to continue and then we shouldn't have any problems. Let's see the players it's asking us to bring back in, because Laos isn't quite fit after the weekend. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring Cesar Fernandez back into the middle. I'm going to put Del Rio Fernandez out to the left-hand side. And on the right, we're going to go for Facundo Pellistri. Then Molina can take that spare spot on the bench. In terms of the rest of the lineup, there is a heavy match load for Covenant and Klassen. I might rest them for half an hour rather than not from the start, because that might end up being a problem for us. I'd rather rest players once the job's done than try to do it earlier doors. So let's get Del Rio Fernandez as a winger on support. He is still really improving in fairness. He's only 23, his first touch is now perfect. I mean, he's a wonderful player. He's becoming a superstar. How he's only a squad player, I'm not quite sure. He's wanted by a whole host of clubs, Chelsea being one of them. And we've just got to keep hold of them, because he's probably been the biggest surprise this season. And I'd argue, after Dave Klassen, he's been the most influential player at the club. So we'd like to keep him on board as much as possible. What it means for today, though, is we've got Peter Alken in goal, Oliveira and Davis the fullbacks with Evangelista alongside Eder Militao. We've got Vitor Ferreira, Vitinha alongside Covenant in the middle, and then Pellistri, Cesar Fernandez and Del Rio Fernandez as the attacking midfield 3, behind Dave Klassen, the heavy match load but still scoring goals up front. And between him and Covenant, we might need to give a rest today. But at home to Napoli, a chance to go top of the group. We've got to beat them by more than 2 goals, or beat them by 2 without them getting the away goals, because obviously we lost 4-2 over there and the spots are decided on head-to-head record. So a victory, and a good one at that, is very important to our chances. Let's go and get into the game and see if we can do it. And what an interesting side Napoli have got again. Hakimi's still in there. Ederson's between the sticks. Osimhen's up front. We've seen the quality he's got. Musa Barrow, Rainier is there as well. There's some class players. On the bench, not so many recognisable names. But we've seen the people that have given us trouble in the reverse fixture. We've got to try and avoid that tonight. So through the tunnel interview we go. A few of the boys motivated. And into the 5th game in his Champions League group stage. After an awful start, we've got a chance to make it quite comfortable in the end. Let's go and see if we can do it in the first half at the Bernabeu. And it's a goal kick for Ederson for Napoli. 9 minutes on the clock. They're trying to beat the press out from the back here. And Hakimi's done just that on the left. Not the usual side he's on. He gives it away to Vitinha. Militao works it into Kobanan. And he finds Dave Klaassen. Takes on the fullbacks. A brilliant effort. What a goal from Dave Klaassen. And if there's ever proof that we'd rather rest players towards the end of games, Kobanan and Klaassen were the two that needed a rest. They had the heavy match load. Kobanan gets it in the centre circle. He drives forward. He lays it into Klaassen. And what a thunderous strike it was. Keeper had no chance. It's 1-0 Madrid. And Militao probably should have made it 2 there. Heads that one just over the bar unmarked. But a thunderous start. And Dave Klaassen, after a bit of a topsy-turvy start, a little bit of a frustrating window with us, he's starting to find his best form, and I'm starting to get very excited. Half an hour gone, 1-0 at the Bernabeu, and 10 points apiece for Napoli and Real Madrid. Now, of course, the difference here, as we mentioned before, is a second goal puts us top of the group, as Pellistri's shot goes just wide off the post. Probably should have done better. We've had a lot of good chances from set pieces today. I'm not sure what's going on with Napoli's defence, although the Italian side's maybe weaker on the road perhaps, as Oliveira gets to the byline. Good ball into the back post. And Jose Alberto Del Rio Fernandez. We said he's been the biggest pleasant surprise this season. And he's proven it again. What a finish he is. Composed at the back post. And now we're top of the group on head-to-head record. We've got to avoid that away goal. If we can get a third, then great. But this has been a class performance. And after early panic in the Champions League, we're starting to make things look very easy now. 65 on the clock. I'd like to make changes. I just sort of want to get a third so we can afford to concede a goal almost. As Oliveira gets it right side of the box to Pellistri. That's stunning. That is absolutely stunning. We've got 2 players who need to be replaced for condition. Vitor Ferreira is one of them. We'll bring Benson Core on for him. Del Rio Fernandez we've got to protect. So Adrian Molina there. He'll become an inverted winger on attack. And then do I go for Klaassen or Kobanan? They were both tired. I think we'll take off Klaassen. Lautaro Martinez, still a very good striker. He'll do a job for 25 minutes. And at 3-0, as long as we don't concede more than 1, we are top of the Champions League group stages, going into the final game away from home against Ajax. As Hakimi throws into Luppi on the left for Napoli. Good ball in from Hakimi. Davis heads away as far as Kobanan. Now can we counter? Out to Pellistri on the right. We're really starting to flex our muscles now. He goes all the way. Oh, it's a wonderful effort. Off the inside of the post, it dribbles across the line and the defender eventually hacks it clear. But Napoli are all at sea here. We're all over them. And it has been a stunning reply to the first game. It's been a brilliant effort, a wonderful performance. And the only shame really is that it's not more than 3 because we deserve it based on the performance. The worry is we're getting a few tired legs now. Evangelista's picked up a knock. We have got 5 days off after this till Sunday against Pamplona. But we are going to need to rest people if we want them fit. As Pellistri gets it from Bentancur. Up to Martinez, one of the substitutes. Wide to Molina, another one of them. Beats his man, he gets in one-on-one. His shot's poor in the end. It's down to Ederson's right. It was comfortable to save. But that's not going to take any gloss off this result. A wonderful effort, a dominant display. And a 3-0 Real Madrid win takes us on to 10 points. We'll see how Ajax get on in their game. And we'll be back in a moment for Atletico Pamplona on Sunday at the top of La Liga. Well, we're back. It's Sunday night and there's a big game here in La Liga. But some interesting news going along across the division. I'm just going to go and show you the news because I didn't quite notice this beforehand. Wayne Rooney sacked by Atletico Bilbao. Now, someone tell me why Athletic Bilbao had Wayne Rooney in charge because I'm not quite sure. So that's an interesting one to start us off. But aside from that, we're back on Sunday. We did have some slight injury news. So from the Tuesday game, we saw Evangelista had that knock towards the end. Unfortunately, he'll be out for 3 weeks. So we're a little bit tight in terms of centre-halves and quality there. And I've got some more gambles fitness-wise because we've got 3 games in a week here. We've then got the Ajax match. So I'm picking the Thursday night one against Granada this midweek after this game as the one where we're going to rest everyone. Because Betis and this game away from home should be more difficult. Ajax is a crucial one. They won their game, so we do need to get a point against them. So Granada, to be honest, is the game where we have to hope that our backups can do enough. It's a very tight schedule up to the winter break, so we're going to have to be careful. We've not got the biggest squad in the world here, and we have got a few sides closing in on us. Atletico Madrid won their game in hand, and as have Barcelona this weekend, so we have got to get this result and get 5 points clear again. Because otherwise, as we start to take those calculated gambles, everything could of course backfire. So let's have a look at what we're going to do as centre-half. I think we're going to go for Fikayo Tomori. It should be an easy swap in there. In terms of midfield, I think both Ferreira and Kobanan are struggling. So I'm going to rest Ferreira for Bentancur because it's pretty much like for like. And then the other two again, we'll give a little rest later in the game and then a full rest in midweek. Hernandez will go into centre-half substitute position alongside Evangelista, or instead of Evangelista I should say. And Laos is back on the right-hand side. So Pellistri drops out for this game. And then what we'll do... In fact, Taraski can be on the bench as well. We'll put Pellistri on the bench instead of Chiesa. I think that's just about as strong as we can be. There are a couple with a heavy match load, but I'm not too worried about them for now. If we need them, we'll bring them on. If not, we'll leave those two off for now. But that is the 11 we've gone for. So I think in total, that is 3 changes from midweek. Tomori, Bentancur and Laos have come in. Laos, of course, being a first choice one. Evangelista out, that's enforced for injury. And then a rest for Ferreira and Pellistri being dropped. 3 changes made for Atletico Pamplona. Now, can we go and get the result? Let's go and find out. On the road we go in La Liga. Well, I don't think there's any recognisable names there. Certainly not any from the first 11 that I notice. The only one that I can see off the bench is Issa Diop, the current West Ham young defender. He's on the bench for them today, but he must be past 30 now. We're 10 years in. Let's get the lads motivated. Let's go and get into the first half. Yes, we're slightly weaker defensively. Yes, we've had to rotate the squad a bit. But not as much as we would have expected. So I think we can still come out on top today. We've just got to see if we've got our shooting boots on. As with 16 on the clock, the assistant has demanded more as Tomori gives a free kick to Bentancur. It's an awful ball out wide. Maybe he's still warming up Bentancur because he's not started this game well. Though we've nicked it at right back with Oliveira again. Does really well to give it to Bentancur. Up to Laos. He's taking on the defence. Nobody's closing him down. He goes all the way. And then what is that? He played a 60-yard ball backwards into his own half and it finds their centre forward. If they score from that, I'll be furious because I have never seen that happen. Del Rio Fernandez brings him down. There's no VAR check. I assume that's what we'd be back for. But what was Laos doing? He basically got to one-on-one against the defender. As Klassen gets in, we'll hold that thought. Klassen beats the defender and scores. It was all part of Laos's master plan. Give it back 60 yards, give it away, drag them up the pitch. Del Rio Fernandez gets it. They're worried, moaning about whether it's a penalty. And then Klassen nicks in on the break to slot home. 1-0 Real Madrid, a good start in the end. But the performance, been a little bit iffy. And we're back with 5 minutes to half time as Jimenez has the ball at left back. Overlapping for Pamplona. Gets to the byline. It's a good block from Laos. It falls for the left back again though. He's got a chance to chip in. Zabala's up. He heads just over. I mean, Militao got caught out there. He got under the ball a little bit. Offered a free header to the centre forward. But we get away with it. And at half time we've got that 1-0 lead. But it's been a very even game. And that's what worries me. With the European hangover, our legs will tire towards the end. And you just have to ask if they'll take advantage. You can see some of our star players there. Fernandez, Kobanan struggling for fitness. Laos on the right wing has had a really poor game. And that's not like him. So I'm going to go and make a couple of fairly early changes. There's 29 minutes to go still. But I'm going to replace Laos with Pellistri. I'm going to bring Molina on for Cesar Fernandez. Del Rio into the middle. Molina as the inverted winger off the left. And then Kobanan is going to be replaced by Locatelli. That gives us the same formation, the same experience, but slightly less quality on the pitch. As Tomori gets the ball out wide to Alphonso Davies. I'd feel a lot better about these subs if we nicked a second before them. As Klassen gets the ball again, tries to give it wide. It's an awful pass. It's chipped up to Zabala and now Hassan. Can we prevent the equaliser? It's the last thing we want before the subs. It's into the box and the shot goes comfortably wide. Really poor from the Pamplona forwards. And he puts it wide of the post by a million miles. 25 to go, our substitutions are made. And now it becomes about doing a professional job rather than an electric one. as Alawi gets the ball at left back, chips it forward as far as Locatelli. Hassan beats him to it though, and Berkelit gets it wide to Villares. They look really good here, Pamplona. Countering at speed, the through ball's good, Militao can't get enough on it, and it's 1-1. We're in trouble here, and I don't know what we can do about it now. How can they blame the keeper for that goal? What on earth was he supposed to do about it, other than come out and close down? We're going to berate the lads and try and get a bit more out of them. But there's nothing left in the tank, and maybe the rotation in midweek will be a good thing for us. We've now got an injury at right back to Oliveira. We've got no subs left, of course, and I've got to find someone to play right back for the last few minutes. So Bentancur can't play there. Locatelli can't play there. Del Rio Fernandez, I'm guessing, won't be able to play there. And this is the problem with having very attacking midfielders. I think Pelistri's going to have to do it because we've got no other options really. Del Rio Fernandez will play off the right, or perhaps it will be Molina. One of the two will do it. So I'll tell you what, Molina up front, Klassen off the right, Del Rio off the left. They can both play as inverted wingers. Molina can play as a complete forward or an advanced forward. And then Pelistri is going to cover at right back for Oliveira. We'll go to balanced. We'll try and hit them on the counter. But at this point, on a night like this, with injuries like this, and with the European hangover, I think we just accept the draw and move on. That's perhaps what we have to do in these odd games. And it's a free kick to the host who could prove us wrong here. Into Villares at the back stick. It bounces down off the bar and it falls for Pelistri. Jimenez gets it on the left though. Chips it to the edge of the box to Ramos. And we've lost that man in the middle now. Borkelit gives it to Ramos again. It's good football, but can we stop them getting into the box? Zabala to Villares, to Hassan. Villares again. Back to Romero. We just want to nick it and counter. And Locatelli does just that. Gives it to Molina, who switches right to Klassen. This would be an amazing smash and grab. Klassen shot's blocked. It falls for Locatelli though. Still inside the opponent's half. Out to Del Rio Fernandez. Alphonso Davies overlaps. They avoid the sliding challenge. Why Peter out there? Just as he's about to cross it into the box. That's when the highlight goes. Astonishing. It's a 1-1 draw. We dominated the game. But the late injury after we'd made the 3 subs, that's the thing that ended up costing us. We didn't get that chance to go and chase the late goal. And the tired legs couldn't quite do the job. 1-1 away from home in La Liga. Dropped points. Lack of ruthlessness in front of goal. And the gap's down to 3 at the top of the league. Atletico Madrid chasing us down quick. And I'm sure Barcelona will be snapping at our heels soon too. And just to compound the misery, at an incredibly busy time, Oliveira is now out for 2 to 3 weeks. So he's probably going to miss the next 3 games at least. It's 30 La Liga matches without losing for Real Madrid now. But I'm not happy about the drop points because it was avoidable. That and the last Palmas game, we could have been really comfortable if we'd nicked winners in those. Unfortunately though, we've got to earn it on the pitch. And with injuries, we're going to have a real test soon. Hopefully some of that money gets spent in January, if nothing else. Director of Football, get us some squad depth. But let's go and have a look at the schedule for when we're next going to be back. And I think, to be honest, we know when it's going to be. We'll get through the Ajax game. I'm actually fairly confident for that. The big one for me is the Super Cup. We've got a bit of an unfortunate schedule here where after the 3-week winter break, our first match back is Barcelona away at the Nou Camp. 4 days later, we're playing a Super Cup semi-final against Atletico Madrid. And then we may face Barca again in the final. We never know if we get through. But that's what we're going to be back for. In the January transfer window, I'm going to show back-to-back episodes. Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, La Liga and Super Cup semi. And then if we get to the final, I'll show that and Valencia the episode straight after. If you're looking forward to that and you did enjoy these 2 games, please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. You can see we're starting to look a lot better. We were brilliant at home to Napoli. But we've still got that odd game where we don't have the ruthless streak, where the legs are tired, or we don't have the squad depth. And that's something we didn't struggle with at Tottenham towards the end. We had 27, 28 very good players. Here, probably about 20, and that's where the difference lies. If you want to find out if we can get through it though and win some trophies this season with Madrid, please do subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. You'll get alerts as daily content releases from 2 long-term stories, as well as some special mini playlists which are up in the eye above. You can find a link to my food channel there too, with regular content starting from this weekend. And we've also got regular live FM21 streams on Twitch. The link to that channel's in the description below, and if you haven't already, please do go over and give it a try. But a massive thank you for watching, your continued support as always, it is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you next time as we're back after the winter break and into the transfer window with Real Madrid. Will we get any more spectacular signings, or will we have to fight against the big boys with what we've currently got? I'll see you next time to find out.